there are lots of things happening with Tesla also, with whole companies. But we are going to talk about this week latest thing that happened with Chatgpt-4o image generator, which basically does image generation in kind of an I will say Ghibli style. If you don't know what Ghibli style is, if you just watch one of their movies, my one of my favorite is My Neighbor Totoro, and they recently won an Oscar, I think last year. But yeah, so Ghibli is there for like this art style is there for like more than 20 25 like decades before. So my one of my favorite film is My Neighbor Totoro, which is definitely good. Go watch it. So Ghibli style is, I will give you here a couple of example. If you can see this, it's like kind of an animated version of, like a person. Like if you have seen this, I think there are quite a filters out there with this kind of artistic styles. Uh, and artists definitely have this kind of, uh, especially it is like it is kind of a Ghibli style because they are doing it for like decades. But you have definitely seen it in other artists, like people drawn on the internet with digital art there too. But ChatGPT image generator like exactly, which is definitely like, I will say, so similar to Ghibli style because it is kind of an popular what Ghibli does for decades. So it they announced with 4o. So if you are a plus user, it is also available in Sora. It is, if you are a plus user, Sora is their video generation model, so basically you can create videos with it too. But Sora is their Sora is their video generation model. Then there is it is also available for plus users, pro users, team users, and it will be available for free users, like I think this week, in the end of this week or next week, because as there has been update regarding it, that Sam Altman tweeted about it, that it has been so much used that I think they have been kind of an delayed the version for free user for like at least for 1 or 2 weeks. So I do not have it. Like I'm a free user of ChatGPT, so I don't have that image generator right now. But looking at the other pictures profile, like people's image generation, you can get the idea what it does basically. So I think, yeah, Sam Altman also tweeted like about also tweeted uh, gave a reply to an tweet that was why not a ChatGPT 4.5 update is coming on. So he said there are on a shortage of basically GPUs. So you can say that ChatGPT is also, I think OpenAI is also in terms of shortage of GPUs. It says a lot, I think, that reply, but uh, he replied it kind of in a funny way where it's like, bro, we are also in, yeah, we are having a shortage of GPUs, bro, kind of a thing. But yeah, this is it. Like this is what OpenAI is like. Past couple of days, people are just like using it for like, just imagine. Some people are loving it. Some people are like so spectacle against, like there is no limit to this AI. Some people are like not totally against it. Why we are stealing a style from in Ghibli, not just in Ghibli, but stealing a style that has been there for decades, that is hand drawn by people and by created by a studio for decades, that kind of an art form style. Some people are in between, and some people are totally with it. They are loving it. They are doing it with their partners. Like they are just clicking random photos and making it in Ghibli. You can make your personal, um, you know, your own look into that Ghibli's art form style. So again, yes, coming to my views regarding it. So I think it is kind of an, I will say, I mean in between. The reason why I have always talked about AI, especially in terms of image generation, especially in terms of when Sora announced last year, then Meta announced their Sora like model, like movie chain. One of the most I'm afraid about these things is like going on board. Like, uh, where is this end? It's like one of my biggest fear of Sora was people are going to manipulate uh, the like it generates realistic videos, so people are going to manipulate lot of things, lot of generate fake stuff that people are going to believe in, and that Sora model is going to just get better and better. So I was like, um, how is this even like, where is the limitation for these models, and when are we going to stop about, like where are we when are we going to put some limitations in terms of some legal purposes and here and there. But talking about, uh, here in terms of artistic form, like, Sora models comes in kind of an, you can say, Sora model comes, it is kind of a realistic AI generator, like video generator model, which has its own like kind of problems. But when it comes to art, there is whole lot of debate going on there. I hope uh, people are listening to this, and not just this, but at least understanding what artists feel about this, because I think when it comes to art done by humans, art done by years of practicing, and then just a machine coming in and stealing your artwork and just like getting that artwork done in like seconds, it's just kind of an, not just an insult, but it like feels like so much kind, as an artist, like that artist will feel so much kind of an, uh, not just to put it in the right words is not like, it's difficult, but that artist will definitely feel sad about it, and it's like they are angry, you can say that they are angry, they are frustrated about these things. Uh is like, it's okay, it's not stopping now, it's okay that people are generating. I will say, for me, in terms of my opinion, is like, it's okay that people are generating like Ghibli style. It's like no stopping it, in terms of there. But where it is going on in further direction, like the future of it, we are not just talking about today. It's like when people talk about, it's like, it's not doing anything harm about artists, people can, it's like, it's just for fun to play for people to play with it. But we are talking about not just for now time, like 5 years from now, how the implication of it's going to be much more kind of an, you know much more kind of an, where much more kind of an, it comes and, how do I say it, but you know like, let's just say in like 5 years from now, how about AI just generating any kind of art? Do we want that? I definitely don't want that. Like, every kind of fucking art is being generated by that AI, and there is no distinction in on the internet then which art is real, which art is not. Like, if let's say, let's say I am a digital artist, I have drawn something, and uh, I am a digital artist, I have drawn something around, you know uh, kind of an art, and I had to post it on social media, and people will not even believe me, because I people will say, it's an AI generator, you can do it on AI. And like, people will lose, there is kind of a future where people will lose, not like in interest in artists. Like, we live in a world where there is no kind of respect for artists anyway, especially where we people don't care about this. Is like, people don't care about that much about creators, how they like, it's kind of a creative work, you know it's creative work is totally different from doing other stuff kind of a thing, where job is in like the other jobs. So then when a new kind of genre is invented from years of practicing, years of doing stuff, and then that AI is just copying it, is like kind of frustrating for artists and for me too. Like, if I making videos right now here, and just AI just gets my videos, downloads it, and uh, you know like gets all the data from the map data from my videos, and just replicates, not not just in a better way I will trying to say, but it just replicates it. Then what's the point? Are we living in a world where humans and robots are coexisting? We not. We are still not. We are having our own so much huge problems, and then there is this. So again, we are kind of an deflecting here from other things, but okay. So as I said in the earlier too, like lots of people are not having good thoughts regarding it because they are not into it, because it's just like not just like there are so many layers to it. Like there is layer like why did they pick even a Ghibli style? Like, why are they picking those kind of style? Why are they doing this in terms of Ghibli style? Where they got the data of where, like they obviously scan whole the Ghibli art form of style, what kind of art form style that is, and now that is creating image generation. you know so it is kind of an frustrating as an artist, as a creator, when like when it comes to you, you do feel like frustrated, you know and that's why I always try to put in those shoes of people who have created those, and then your art is like the thing you have made is just stole by them, and then they're making profit over it. That is what I don't like ultimately. When YouTube videos were getting trained by OpenAI last year, when they were they were asked questions like, how are you making this Sora model trained over it? And they replied they don't even know where are they getting these videos. So it was clearly they were getting trained over YouTube videos, where because YouTube is the biggest library out there for videos. And I was like, it is definition of literally is like definition of literally not like kind of an illegal borderline, kind of a stuff. So I was like, when are we going to get update regarding it? And then YouTube couple of months ago put a small update regarding where are you allowing a third party uh, companies to get to let your YouTube video data being used, and you can take it off if you don't want to, and if you want to like take it on, that kind of an option. But you can see that like they are getting the data that eventually we created it, and then getting those data and creating those large language models, you can say, then like these newer models with like AI image generator, or even uh, let's say Sora model, where are those getting those data to train their models? you know they are getting from us, and they are then selling those things to again us. It's like, let's say I'm paying for OpenAI ChatGPT's Sora model, and that Sora model is trained over all the YouTube videos. It's like the cycle. That's not good, because you are not getting anything with it. When they are training their models on your stuff that you have created and getting those data, and then creating their own models which does this thousands times faster, and selling those things out there with pro models, teams models, APIs for developers. As like it's kind of an like insane that these companies, there is no limitation to this, even though there are cases going on for like last year, especially for New York Times with OpenAI cases going on. Couple of authors have been kind of an uh, got into cases with OpenAI, where they think that OpenAI has been using their uh, books in terms of illegal way, where it should be being brought by them, rather than that whole LLM, that large language model. ChatGPT has just sucked that from the data from the internet and just showing the results to the prompt that has been given from that book. So you see that author, the people that are credit, those are the people who are not getting the credit and also are suffering. you know and we also talk about it in couple of weeks ago, where they launched the search for OpenAI, where they started to give links where they are getting the source from, which was at least one step closer, is like at least from all the retaliation from the people, at least one step closer to where we can get the actual, we can get the actual like stuff where they are actually getting from, like this, where what are the sources that ChatGPT is providing, where are the sources coming from. So we got this search for ChatGPT. And then again, this is it, like I'm just surprised that Ghibli Studios, like we haven't still got it the news, but Ghibli Studios hasn't sued the OpenAI for it, because it's their art style. They have been doing for like couple of decades, and it's like OpenAI can do it for like what about it's get integrated in Sora model, and now you can make whole animated movies, and like 10 to 15 minute animated movies, just by giving some prompts, with the art style that they have been collected data from a Ghibli studio, which is like insane, you know, like getting data from the people and then just selling their work out, and you are profiting from it. It is kind of a big deal for me to like to think in that perspective. I want people to think in perspective of, as a, let's say Ghibli studio is like an whole studio. How about an individual artist? How about an individual author? When it comes to them, they are just helpless when it comes to them. It is so kind of an medium where it is getting difficult for artists out there, especially individual artists, to express themselves and see that like, hey, we have made this, and like then AI and these social media platforms just getting and selling their data over uh, to the like to this all the platforms like OpenAI is like Gemini in future, or Meta, and then just like they are creating it, you know, that like they are creating and profiting over your own art. That is what it is. I think it is a complicated, and for me when it comes to OpenAI is a guy, uh, for me open when it comes to OpenAI is this kind of an blow up where people are talking right now, even I am talking about it right now, is because I think it's not the first time this kind of stuff has happened. There are filters out there, like even couple of years ago, like 2 to 3 years ago, there were filters. Even there are now filters, like you can say, like Instagram filters, Snapchat filters, like they can make you like a certain, like Ghibli style studio kind of an uh person, in those kind of artistic style, you know but the reason why it blow up now when OpenAI did it is because we know how it is going to get just better and better in future. When they are like kind of and getting the data, I'm not gonna repeat it again, but it's just insane to think about, like we didn't think about it like couple of years ago, but at least people are there are some people who are skeptical about this. There are some people also about kind of an, like it's been two, again, like what happens with everything. There are two groups that people, one people are loving it, one people are like definitely against it. I mean, not in between. I will definitely say I'm against, towards the creators, the artists around the world who will just like lose their faith in terms of people, where people will not believe that the art that we are being seeing in the internet is being even drawn real or just AI generated. That is the biggest question with these AI generated images, videos in future we will definitely have. And if we don't put restrictions and don't start talking about this kind of stuff from now, it will be definitely difficult. It's like we know this is coming. We know that in future when Sora gets so good, that people are going to use alter, like how it, like it is already there. We don't want people to get so much easily access to those stuff. We don't want Sora model to make fake stuff about people around. especially like at least if it's a influencer or a kind of a big kind of a celebrity person, we can still know that it's a fake thing. But imagine that is happening to you, that person that is saying this, which is a common person around, just hanging around, and someone makes a videos not good about around you, which is definitely going to be seen so realistic that people will believe it around your circle, which is scary thing to have. Like evidence alteration, like when it comes of investigation from police, there can be evidence alteration can be done. So many things are there. So that is the scary part about Sora. But when are we also going to talk about the artist when it comes to art, kind of this, you know you know when are we going to let them stop? It's like, okay, this is the limit of it, you are not going further from it. When it comes to generation, that's it. That is what, there is a limit and they should not go from it. you know Even though people will think about this like not a big deal, now that OpenAI has just launched the OpenAI image generator that is in a kind of a like Ghibli kind of an image, but it is a big deal in a long form of it. I know that like this is not a big deal. There are already kind of an filters out there, kind of an this kind of stuff already exists. But what AI is making, this stuff is making much more accessible to it, making much more accessible to large form of people around it. So which definitely will not be good. There are out people making fake stuff about, like even with now basic free ChatGPT use, like it is, there needs to be kind of a restriction, at least in terms of people's image, artistic creators, artists out there, image authors, creators, authors, so many stuff they have to, like, I don't know if they are thinking about this stuff when they released it, but there needs to be a guidance regarding this kind of stuff. And I need more people to talk around this, is because I think, because not much more people talk about this, is because they don't care about, I think, artists, that's it. And even creators, you know people don't know how much effort is being put when it comes to not just making videos, but especially art, even digital art. When people, I see people making digital art over iPads, is like a big thing to have. That those are skills that are made by people putting thousands of hours in. And if you don't put an kind of a restriction around these open models, like large like models, they can replicate anything. you know it's like there are so many individual artists around the world, are around the world, where they are doing commission works, where they are doing works individually, like in home, making, having those digital art, like spending hours in it, and then just selling it to people. Like a lot of people are on there, on, like, you can see on Instagram, like where they you know do kind of those kind of stuff, which is so like, which is again sad that Instagram is labeling their art as AI now. Even if it is not is their AI, they are labeling it AI. So there are a lot of complications there. You know what I'm trying to say? Lot of, there is no, like, ultimately the conclusion of all this thing is, there are no restrictions. When are we going to stop it? When are we, like, we need people to understand that there needs to be a distinction between what is a appropriate, sorry, what is AI and what is not AI. When people, there is line blurred, there is blurred line in between, and you never know what is the future. Is like the artists are not going to get individual artists are going to suffer from this then. you know it is kind of a big deal, people need to understand it. My ultimate thoughts regarding it is like, people need to know about this, rather than, my ultimate thought regarding is like, please be put in terms of artistic shoes, because it ultimately will come to you too. Like, you are not, they are not going to be the last. It will ultimately come to the people who are like, how people are talking about coding, but how people are talking about other jobs. Like, I know it is not going to be, I know there are going to be definitely a reformed structure, but where there is human touch needed, there is a soul, right? Especially when it comes to creation of art, where especially when it comes to uh, movies, when it comes to uh, now art, you are saying that this, that the Ghibli art that is it's created, like especially it is kind of an emotion that is gone in there. So I hope people understands that. Even if I didn't put it like well in this video, I will also link down the video of where I talked about Sora model uh, in my newsletter, I think, which was a couple of like last year only. Uh, let's see what happens. I'm excited what other people are thinking. I'm excited about uh, also I'm excited about even OpenAI thinking about some kind of restriction around this. Like, uh, let's just see. It's just that right now I don't mind using people right now the Ghibli images. This kind of stuff already exists, kind of a, you know, it's just kind of an advanced version of it. I don't mind it, but we want to know the restrictions in it. We want to have kind of an total difference. There needs to be a difference between a real and like AI generated stuff. So let's see what happens about it. Again, it is complicated topic, but so that was it for right now for OpenAIs and my thoughts regarding the newer image generator and my thoughts regarding the also I given the updates that it is only available for right now the people who have paid it. For free users, it will come in like 1 week or two. They will ultimately release the free version for it for everyone. Uh, now, I hope at least now that it is in the heat of the moment, people much more talk about it because it is happening. Like, it's not that OpenAI cannot generate images. Like, ChatGPT can generate images on the go right now too. It's just that uh, right now it's kind of a momentum, and people don't like, even though I have talked about it multiple times, but at least when it comes to where people are kind of talking all around it, I hope when it comes to momentum, at least people, at least this kind of conversation gets a kind of a momentum. you know it is not getting it. Uh, it is difficult out there, but for at least at least artists. But yeah, I will definitely try to see what Ghibli Studios' response is regarding to it in couple of, like, at least in next couple of days or next week. Even if it's there, I will definitely give it a follow back to you guys in next couple of in next podcast in next episodes. So let's talk about Tesla. So